Searching for music for your
Well, hello, good evening everyone. So this is a sort of late night stream for myself. I'm just doing this because I have actually just got a new microphone and I really want to try it out. So let me know in the comments or in the chat how this is sounding. For me, I'm still just trialing and erroring it. Hopefully it sounds quite good and quite alright, not just absolutely breaking your ear holes. For me, it's quite hard to listen back to it. I obviously do need to have like a monitor on it or something just so I can see. But for now, it's kind of just, you know, listening to my own voice. So yeah, let's have a look. Mic's sounding good. Cool, thank you. Welcome to the stream. So I've gone for a Shure SMB7, I think that's how it's called, and I'm sure you guys will like it. Do you know what? I've been thinking of that joke all day. Anyway, without further ado, let's actually get into a bit of the game today. So we're going to be carrying on with playing some Minecraft, obviously. Sounds good, MS. Excellent. Cheers, guys. So this is my first proper test run with it. I've got the full kit and caboodle with it. It's got like a little preamp sitting next to me as well, where I've got the little dial. I can change the gain and give it a nice airy feel to it. If I press this button here, makes it feel a bit more lighter, a bit more airy. But anyway, that's just my little new toy I'm playing around with. I thought, you know what? Now I've become a big streaming legend. Of course, it's time to invest in some proper mic. So this is the horse we had last time. It's called Rio. I think that was named by you, Sheep. And it's still sitting around here. Usually animals decay, but I think it's got a name tag. It's all right. So my plan for today, yes, Rio. So my plan for today is just to carry on getting this place landscaped, finish that little house off, and just sort of get this area finished and looking good. So just going to clear away a bit of this landscape. But yeah, so I kind of just need to do this stream tonight because I'm running out of time this week. I haven't really got much of a chance to sit down and actually get anything filmed. So I'm a little bit concerned I won't have a video out for Saturday, which would be a first time in a long time. But everyone needs a little break now and then just to rethink some things. So I'm sure that'll be fine. If you guys haven't already seen, go check out my latest video, which is a beautiful tips and tricks video all about the new Never update that's just come out. I shall be buying Amazon stock now. Now you're on Twitch. Yeah, exactly. I need all of those Amazon points to get me going strong. But yeah, so this little project, I say little, it's fairly massive, is quite fun to do because it's just a monument, like I said last time, that was quite dear to myself, and it's quite nice to get it into game. Some of you may have seen that what's he called? Minecraft Repro has actually recreated this as well, and he's done a great job of it. I'm not gonna lie, his actual recreation is really good, like really good. But I didn't want to go for the exact scale of it. I wanted to make it bigger and fit in with the white Bergian scale, is what we're calling it now. My way of saying I messed up, but still, I had fun building it on last Friday, and I think you guys enjoyed watching me go through all the history and all the rigmarole with it. Oh, who's this guy? I'm being called a simp in the chat. Oh no. But anyway, yeah. So let's just clear out all of this and just start getting some stuff set up. So this pit's gonna be a bit lower down over here, I think, and we'll carry on with that. But yeah, anyone's just joined in tonight, this is sort of a quickish stream, maybe an hour and a half or so, where I'm going to be carrying on building the area around here, which is known as Sway Tower. You can see on the map right there. Well, actually, you can't see where we are. Let's move ourselves over. So we're up around here, which is a bit further out of town, building in this little monument project, which is, you know, pretty good. Anyway, let's carry on. But yeah, what's everyone up to tonight? So we'll let them carry on what they're doing there in the chat. Anyway, so like I said, it's not going to be too long of a project, this one. Just trying to think of how I want the road laid out. Amazing. Right. But yeah, so I'm just really excited to be using this new mic, actually. It's been sitting here on my desk all day. Well, yeah, the last day and a half now. And I spent 2 hours yesterday recording bits and bobs just to see how it sounded. And I was really happy with it. But I was still like, is it too quiet? Is it not too loud? I couldn't work out the exact settings that I wanted it, but I think we've got it. You guys seem to agree. I feel it's just a few more little bits of teething, and we'll get it sort of straightened out. Right. So what I'm doing is just setting up all the ground around here, so we've got an idea of what we're looking for in terms of just like a bit of terraforming, I would say. It's not my main strong point, terraforming. I know I'm being flamed in the chat before for it, especially for my uses of world edit blocks, not blocks, brushes, but I'm sure I'll get better at it over time. But yeah, so you're probably expecting to see some 1.16 content from me at some point, especially with the new blocks. The mic volume is ideal. Good. Do you know what I thought it was? This is where I've had it all set and practiced too. So it's good. It's good that it's coming out quite nicely. I've got like a little green halo that pops up around the gain knob on my little preamp, and if it goes into the yellow, I know it's sort of semi-clipping, but obviously if it goes into the red light, then it's a bit too much. But I think we've got it. I think we'll just work with it. Countdown to 1.16 on the server. So anyway, back to the 1.16 business. We're going to have to wait for a few mods to become available before we jump ship from 1.4. So I never made the jump to 1.15, mainly because I think a lot of people knew, it wasn't going to be a very long update. So it's been around, I think, for just over a year, but I only started the server back up in September, so for me it hasn't been that long of actually having it all set up and ready. So I need to wait for, I think it's the replay mod, Optifine most likely, but also to make sure the servers are ready to go. So we need a 1.16 Spigot server so I can get everything mounted on there, all the plugins we have, and all of that. Otherwise it's going to be quite hard building any of this without World Edit. Now I know all of you like to build stuff in survival, and I commend that. It's hard work, it definitely is, but when you've got ideas that need to be put down on the page and done quite quickly, it's very, very, very hard to get those stuff built without any form of World Edit. Even in creative, it's just hard. I spent most of last weekend building in a sort of test world for my recent video I've just put out, and that was hard. That was really, really hard. You suddenly find yourself breaking something down that you've spent 10 minutes building, but it takes you nearly as long to break it all down. I know there is some actual like commands you can type in to help you do semi-World Edit stuff in the basic creative. I just don't like them because it's all counterintuitive, and for me it's not what I'm used to. So what's that? Optifine will be so far away, everything else should be okay. So I saw an update on Twitter from the Optifine guys, and they seem to believe it's at 0%, so we're still quite far out from that one. Which is, you know, a shame, because Optifine's so key to a lot of other mods, especially shaders. Now, I think we can get away without having shaders for a while. Not too long though, because, I mean, this place, it looks good, but it doesn't quite look BSL version 7.04 good until you put the shaders on. TNT to break stuff down survival, that is true, but then you do spend more time fixing the holes you've just blown up with TNT. I know I've lost a fair amount of stuff to TNT mobs and just people attacking and burning stuff down. Fire, obviously quite a good thing, especially for that would just go up in flames. But anyway, I'm trying now just to figure out this road a little bit. There's going to be a house in this corner here, so what I need to do is just nudge that all back into a corner, straighten it up a bit. So, also with this tips and tricks video I just filmed, I know I keep talking about it, but it's actually one of my favourite sort of non-Walhampton sort of Whiteberg related videos I've done. There were so many ideas I had, and I'm really happy I managed to get them across to you guys. I think it's doing quite well on the YouTubes. I think we're closing in on 900 views already, which is incredible for just anything I've ever put out in a day. That's incredible. But it took so long to make. I was up until nearly 2 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning, just trying to get it perfectly finished and polished and ready to go. I had work to get up for in like a few hours after that, and then I spent a good afternoon attempting to make a thumbnail for it and all of that. So it was a lot of background work into what I thought was quite a simple video. Sort of the end product came out quite nice and simple, but there's a lot of back end stuff that I didn't really realise I would have to do to get that project out. But in the end of the day, I think it turned out really nicely, and people have now got a sort of nice tips and tricks video to have a look at for ideas on what to build with the new blocks for sort of Victorian style. So hey, it's all pretty good. But we will see. So anyone in the chat there can contest to it being a fairly okay video. What do you use to edit videos and make thumbnails? So That's a good question, actually. I use the Adobe suite of pretty much everything. So I use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit my videos. I then use Photoshop to make the actual thumbnails. And I've got a fully paid up license for all of them. It kind of just makes it nicer, and you get a cloud service and all of that for it. Photoshop obviously is the main one you want to use for making thumbnails, because without that you've only got a few other options, and I think YouTube offer an in-house sort of thumbnail maker, or at least some plug-in from Google Chrome. Or you can do it on your phone, I think, with like a Photoshop Lite version. But video making, now there are several ways to do it, and I think there is possibilities to do a lot of editing on your iPhone or phone, especially to get stuff up to YouTube. But I recommend Adobe Premiere Pro because it's just it's good. It has a lot of inbuilt effects and really nice features. It's just really laggy with a lot of stuff, and I see a lot of jokes about it all. The moment you start playing a video on it, you hear your fan go up to like 100, your processor's suddenly cooking, and it's like, what's going on? This is only like a 100 megabyte video you're trying to play through. And yeah, so there's a lot of pain to editing a video. The more you try and do with it, the worse it gets. But at the end of the day, it's all a bit of fun. So I do enjoy that. The one thing I don't enjoy is the replay mod. In 1.14 it's horrible. I think in 1.5 it got a bit better, although still it's not nice. It's just a laggy piece of mess whenever you try and go between different sections of like the video. And if you have it for maybe a 4-hour filming session, which is what I do a lot of my streams as, you're sitting there for hours waiting for something to load. So Sheep's just saying there in the chat, you remember using what was it? Sony Vegas Pro. Oh yeah. Definitely not cracked version. Yeah, I remember using Sony Vegas. And do you know what? It was good for what it needed to do at the time. I moved on to Premiere Pro when I think it was the end of Sassy Treacle, so 2016, or maybe even it was after that with my failed side project of We Free, which was another small little channel we did. So there's a few things I've dabbled with in the past, but Sony Vegas was good. I remember my first videos were actually made on Windows Movie Maker, because who wouldn't use it? It's free, it's there, built into the computer. You might as well give it a go. But those were the days. I have some questionable YouTube past actually, of all sorts of random homemade videos, but we won't delve into those ones. But I get asked this question quite a bit from people when I'm sort of just chatting with them. I honestly recommend, if you want to get into doing YouTube, you should. Don't ever really wait around for it. Don't say, oh, I'll try it when there's a bit more time or something. Just if you have a video idea, have a go at it, get it up there, see how much fun it is to actually make a video. And you start realising there's an endless possibility of stuff to learn and things to do. Like, it's a hobby, but it becomes a part of your life. Well, that might just be me. I might just be absolutely crazy at this and really trying to get to my next goal, which I think is quite unrealistic, but I set myself like a target to reach 3,000 subscribers by the birthday of the channel. Now, the channel turns 1 on the 2nd of August, so we have about 40 days. I don't know. It might be doable. I have actually got like a model designed to try and give me the average linear growth I would need on the channel to be able to do it. I need to gain 20 subscribers a day for 40 days in order to achieve that many subscribers by the 2nd of August. Doable? Maybe? Anyway, so yeah. I honestly think if anyone out there wants to start YouTube up, just do it. There's never a better time to start than now, because you've got so many different programs and stuff at your fingertips you can use and have a go at. It's definitely worth looking into. What are we doing with that? So anyway, big house is going to go in here. Can I switch over to the big house? I could do if I actually had the web page open. So let me do my old Google Maps tricky-rooney. So the big house is known as Arnwood Towers. I don't think I can show it to you yet. There we go. So it's this one here. Now, I did a little bit of Googling earlier on. It's very much 19th century. There we go. And are we seeing this? We are seeing this. Yeah. So it's a building. Actually, it's court. I think it is. There we go. So this is the building. It's quite plain, but it's got all the features you need for like a nice Victorian manor house. There's a couple of other pictures from the side. We've got this Bellevue Tower that sticks up there. You can see it here actually. So we'll crack on with that later on. Probably not tonight. Tonight I just want to get these little cottages finished and a few of the other things done. The cottages we were building were these ones. I think. These ones down here. Too far. So we were doing these two, which we can probably get back to. I've probably done enough landscaping around here. I got distracted. And what I want to do is keep this river as meandering as it is, because there is a place along here called Avon Water, I think it is. Yeah, there it is. So technically similar to what we're going on there. Love it. Plan is good. Yeah, I think the plan is good. So let's get back to it and we can carry on. So I want to keep this river here as a homage to the one that exists there by close enough to Sway Tower. We'll probably put like a bush lined bit down the end. We'll probably cut, actually, boundary we'll probably put there. Ah, welcome. Thanks for the follow there. Right, anyway, let's get back into sorting out this garden bit. So this wall goes up. Let's have this as like a little feature piece where it is slightly higher. Because you can have different levels in a garden, I think. I don't know. Anyway, what was I saying before? I can't remember now. Was it about how people should start YouTube? I think it was. Have you got other plans for Lymington inspired buildings? So, good question. Let's have a little break from here while I discuss a bit more of what's planned for Walhampton. So, as many of you do know, I have based a lot of this town on Lymington. So, straight away you can see here this church is the main church in Lymington, St Thomas's Church. And then around here there's many other buildings I've taken inspiration from for it. But none so more than a place that's known as Monmouth House in Lymington. But I've called it Lymington House here. And that's this building right here. So this was... Oh, I've left all the doors open. This was quite a nice one to do. And over time, this area will become something known as St Barb's. So St Barb's in Lymington is the main museum for the town, and that sits inside an old schoolhouse. So what I'm going to do is build the school in here with the same arrangement out the back. So if we quickly jump over to the Google Maps again, I can show you what I kind of have in mind for that. So let's go to Lymington. Where are we? There we are. So we're going to come round to this section here, which is known as Emsworth Street off of New Street. So it's not exactly the same layout at all as Lymington, but we've got building ideas. So we're ignoring this for 2 seconds. I want to talk about this building. This is a Baptist church in Lymington, which is built in a really nice neoclassical style. I believe it was built in the 1820s, very similar to the town hall in Walhampton. I think this would look great sitting opposite what we're going to be building, which is the school. So that's what they've done to the front of the school, and they've turned it into this crinkle-walled building. I mean, it's okay for what it is modern-wise. But if we go back to what the school originally looked like, which is why I love Google Street View, you can see it's obviously got this more rustic Victorian look to it. So we're going to implement that there, but we're also going to be building these houses here. Let's get back to the modern day. So we're also going to be building these houses, and then behind these houses was the original playing field, which is now this car park. Always very busy. So you can see a bit more of the school there. That'll be quite a nice building, I think. And then we're going to carry on down the road and turn behind myself. Oh, turn behind if I can, and build this row of houses along there as well. And then this one on the end, which I've always liked this house. Now I think there's a similar one in Sway that I keep walking past, called Wilverley House. I'm going to also have a go at building. But yeah, so that'd be quite nice, looking over a playing field and the rest of that school. So like I said, that's going to be here. I think it's a good spot for it. So yeah, that is a nice school on the terrace. I think it is going to be great. So the terrace is going to sit down this road. The school is going to be here. Is that right? No, those 3 terraced up houses are going to be there. There's going to be another road that runs down there called School Lane. And then the school will sit there on the bend of that river. I'm not sure what to do with that river. And then we'll crack out with some more, the playing field in there. So that'll be that idea. I then want to build opposite the school in this plot that nice looking church I mentioned, the Baptist church. So again, that's another sort of Lymington inspired bit. Now here's something that's also quite nice about Lymington. It has one of the oldest operating seawater baths in the country. It was opened in the 1820s, again very common. It's a sort of spa regency period, and I'm going to be building that over here in what we're going to be calling like the freshwater baths of Walhampton. So it's going to come off the main high street, and you carry on this road over here, you come down to about here, and in this section here I'm going to obviously remove all of this hill and that. We'll sort it out into a nice place, but we're going to put in here the Lymington baths. So if let me just quickly try and find an image of that, because it's quite an interesting building. Lymington seawater baths. So, and the building itself is old. It's from that period. I don't know if I can get a good picture of it. There's never any good pictures of it. Let's change over and I'll let you guys have a look. There we go. So it's just, a communal garden, seawater, Lido type bath. But the building itself at the back there is very Victorian. And then we've got another building around the front, which is, I think, the sailing club now. I'm trying to find a picture of it, but yeah, you can see there, that's that building. And there's like an octagonal building in the front, but they haven't taken a picture of it. Well, you can't really see it there. Small pictures of it. Ah, there it is. That's a very small picture of it. I don't know why there's not a good one. Let's have a look on Street View. There might be a better one. Or I'm missing a trick here. I've come quite far down the list. Let's quickly go on the map. So this is down on the actual marina side. Can we see it from anywhere there? No. It's sort of here. It's this building. There we go. You can just about make it out. It's like an octagonal shaped building. So I think that's going to look quite nice in that spot over here. Ah, hey Surfing Bird, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're just discussing future plans for Walhampton currently. Because I'm just getting distracted. But yeah, so that's going to sit in here, and that's going to be a nice freshwater bath, we'll call it. And that will give Walhampton a sort of tourist attraction for people to come and be part of. Now over here, I've literally planned this all out in my head quite a bit. There used to be a row of terraces here. I didn't like them, they were too London, they didn't really work. So what's going to happen is this area is going to become similar to Lymington Quay. Now let's get back down to that on the maps again. This is a map episode, guys. I love maps. People must know that by now. I love just randomly taking people places and going, oh, look at that. That's such and such age. But anyway, what we're going to do here is build a rendition of this street. So it's not very Georgian. It's older. It's I think some of it is. Anyway, so that there is the ship, which is a pub, but originally it was a brewery, and I can quickly show you what it used to look like down here. Probably not with a picture, but I can show you with the... So this is a website called the National Library of Scotland, which is perfect for anyone that's really interested in old maps, because they have a whole section on maps here, georeference maps as well. Now this is like a Google Maps, but with the late Victorian OS maps. I know, it's absolutely crazy. Now you may be wondering, how does he know where places are on this map without any names? I spend a lot of times on looking at maps when I shouldn't be looking at maps. What is that? Timber yard. Oh yeah, that's only recently just gone. Anyway, it's amazing what you find on this map. So there is Walhampton's namesake. I know, it's not like I found anything too interesting. Anyway, where were we? So you can see the seawater baths there. That's the layout for it. So that's going to be quite a nice building to do. I'm stalling because I can't remember where we're meant to be. Yes, over here. So this place is, the public house used to be on the centre rather than the end, and this was a brewery. I do have a picture somewhere of that. I may try and find it at some point and post it on my inspiration series. But yeah, so there's a lot more working around here, and I think in town we're going to do something similar to that. So we'll have the ship sitting there on the end, where it'll be serviced from people coming in from the canal. We'll have a couple of buildings in the middle, and then we'll have that one there, sitting on the corner of Key Street as it was known then. This is Pathwood Way. And then they'll sort of back onto the avenue, or we'll have some smaller shops behind that. So that's kind of what I want to do for this area. It's going to be a complete rebrand, which is kind of how I wanted it originally. But I never got around to doing it, and I'm really, really upset myself because I ruined this place. But yeah, so that's what this place is going to be nice, and it's going to be good. So in terms of any more Lymington based builds, I'm not sure yet. Those are the main ones I've got in my head. There's a few more I want to do, and they just mainly involve houses and the way the rest of this town's going to be set up. I want it a bit more like Lymington was, although I am going to be building a museum from Bristol here, but that's going to look so good when it's done. You can see there's been no progress on that. Anyway, so let's move back over to Sway Tower so I can actually carry on this build before we just descend into pure planning madness. So guys, what do you think of those plans? And they're quite meticulous. Lymington spoons. So I was tagged in something recently on Facebook from a friend of mine asking, well, showing a person that had built their local in Minecraft. And they were like, have you done this? And I was like, no, not yet, but we could. Lymington spoons could go somewhere. I mean, I think I called this one the Angel, which is another name for a spoons in Basingstoke. Did we name it anywhere the Six Bells? I can't remember. No, we haven't. So we possibly could rebuild it. I mean, there is a perfect spot for it, right opposite Monmouth House on this corner, which is kind of where it is in real life. So I might build not exactly the same replica, because I don't like the building it's in, but we'll build a similar looking building in that spot there, and we'll call it a pub. And then we'll do a whole row of terraces there diagonally. Man, I got so many ideas, but I just don't think I'll ever have the time to finish it. So let's just try and get as much built as I possibly can. But that's the idea. So we will build Lymington spoons at some point, and we'll call it the Six Bells, and we'll place it over there. Anyway, I've managed to find Sway Tower. It really isn't that far away, is it? Well, I am speeding around at the speed of light. So let's change that back down to 1. Where were we? We're filling in this gap here. So in other terms of planning, the whole of this area is known as Durnston. So Durnston is our name for the village of Sway, because before the 1880s, I think it was. Don't hold me on that, but I know it wasn't named Sway until the station came there, until the railway line came through. Before that, it was called Durnston, and that was the village centred around what's known now as the Hare and Hounds pub. And there's a road just called Durnston Hill or Durnston Road there, which we locally call the Hare and Hounds Hill. And it's a horrible one to run or ride up. Oh, it's nasty. Anyway, so the village moved out of that way, towards Sway Station, and it's now centred around that. So the idea is when we get down to Durnston, which is just in that direction over there, we'll build it in a similar layout to Sway as it would have been in 1914. Now I have a lot of pictures and a lot of references of how it was then. So using my local knowledge and having a wander around most days, getting ideas for places, I can definitely try and get some stuff. What about Stanwell House? That's Victorian, that's quite old. Oh, yes, Stanwell House on the High Street. We need to add that to the High Street. Let's quickly get you guys back over here. Do you know, I love doing this because this breaks it up a little bit. So Stanwell House is there, I think. No, that wasn't. It was still a house at this point. Okay, that's interesting. Yes, it was still a house at this point. And the high, yeah, okay. What else was still here? That row wasn't here. Oh, okay, so that is a newer row. Interesting. You learn something new. Oh no, it is there. Well, what am I doing? Yeah, there we go. So Stanwell House, as it looks now, is there. So it's a big old building. It's actually Georgian, and it's possibly a refaced older building because of the way these windows are not quite lined up here. There could have been a bay here. I think there may have been a bay window before this extension was built. This is Victorian. Again, no, it's not. It's Georgian. It's all Georgian. But yeah, so that's what that was, and that's a nice building. Not gonna lie. And it's got a good flag hanging out of it as well, so we'll get that done. That can be added to the High Street. So always open to people suggesting stuff, especially people that are local to the area and know what's old and what's good. Now I do want to build a bit of a village just north of Lymington, or sorry, Walhampton when we get round to it, and that's going to be based on Pennington. Now there's quite a lot of old stuff in Pennington. It's just I kind of need a name for it. So there's a big old house in Pennington called Ramley House, and I've spoken of it before actually on one of the earlier streams. I was going to site it over by where I built the railway bridge, but I'm not going to anymore because I don't think there's enough space there. So what I'm going to do is build it on the northern approach to Walhampton, and I think that's going to look good, but that'll be built around there. So I may name the village Ramley rather than Pennington, but I'll have a think about it. Or it could be called Efford because that was the other name for it before it was sort of all joined together into Pennington. But we'll see. I might open it up to suggestions from people. Right, so let's bring this wall round. Having a straight cut off here. I think on the map it just shows it as a hedge, so we can put a hedge line around here as well. I love putting hedges in, they always make things look so much nicer. I probably need to invest in a hedge brush. I know I told MS Builds about one the other day, but I still haven't figured it out for myself. I like hand placing stuff, especially when it comes to this. But yeah, just kick me if you get too bored of me discussing random bits of local history. It's what I love, it's what I do. Hello Soul Bad Guy, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're just having a little chat while I build the rest of Sway Tower and the local area. Yeah, so I live and breathe it. What I've been doing recently as well is reading some old architectural magazines from around about the 1830s. You know, I have a lot of free time that I shouldn't have free time in. It's crazy. And I'm going to head off now, try and sleep in this 100-degree heat. Yeah, I know it's warm. Have a good one. Yeah, thanks Sheep, thanks for popping by. Thanks for good questions there. Anyway, so for my next town project of Sutton, I have been looking up old Plymouth and how it used to be, because it was ravaged in the war, and then the after-war planning and rebuilding it completely changed it. So what has happened is I found a whole host of architectural drawings from the 1820s and the 1830s of certain areas of Plymouth. So I'm going to be using those as sort of bases for how I'm going to be rebuilding my place of Sutton, and I cannot wait to get going with it. It's honestly going to be one of my favourite projects, I think. Walhampton's been good, but Walhampton's been hard because I haven't had an overall goal. I keep flitting and changing. I now know what I'm going to do with Sutton, and I think it's just going to be one of those things that just really needs to get built quite quickly at the same time, rather than piecemeal and all over the place. So we're going to do that on stream, obviously, and we're going to do quite a lot of it. I kind of want to start that later in the summer. I know we're running out of summer already, but it'd be quite nice to get that done at some point, you know, before. I reckon if we can start it on the 2nd of August all round, then that'd be quite nice, sort of 1 year. This is what we're doing now, sort of thing. So that's a kind of bushy wall. Adds a bit of depth, a bit of texture to it. I'm going to come around and put a few other colours in there. I do like mixing a bit of spruce in with oak, because it just helps break it up a little bit. That's why I've left a few of these holes lying around the place. But yeah, I'm honestly, I like this new mic. It's sitting here and it's feeling good in front of me. Like, I know I can't hear myself because I have to turn the monitor off, because I don't like listening to myself while I'm trying to talk to myself. It gets really hard, but the actual feeling of it sitting here, it's not bulky, it's not big, it's nice. I get a little bit of like feedback from where I'm speaking quite closely at it, but from what I've heard of it and what I've heard people doing with it, it's really well used in the industry. Like, it's the one that you see a lot of streamers have and a lot of usual YouTubers. And I thought, because what I'm doing is very sort of talky based, not very much shouty, screamy and going off on one, it's quite nice to have a mic I can sit here and just massage, if that makes sense. Thanks for the follow, Shankar TV. Welcome to the stream. So today we are just carrying on with landscaping the area around Swade Tower. Gonna get a few trees in a bit just to make it a bit more interesting around here. Currently I'm just putting in a bush slash hedge slash bush, and that's just the boundary line for this part of the landscape. Actually, we can put a few trees in. Let's put a few trees in now. So I'm going to use the big tree brush. Big tree. But yeah. So how is it going? Welcome to the stream. Is this your first time? That ain't no big tree. You know what I'm feeling, don't you, MS Builds? You know I want a big tree. Let's put a big tree in. Let's put a real tree in. One that I've already got. So let's do schematic. List. Let's have a look around. Could go for a large beech tree. I do like a beech tree. Sugar maple. Sugar maple. Sugar maple. Alright, I'll have a look in a second. I mean, that can go there. Beech trees are quite heavy on the water, I believe. Look at you with the sheer knowledge of the trees that we have in our suppository. Suppository? No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Yeah, I came across one of your videos on YouTube looking for a British house build, saw you were active, subbed, joined Discord, and here I am. Well, welcome. Yes, we're very active lately. I'm loving it. It's great fun. Yes, I don't think there's really anyone else out there doing British Victorian builds who is currently active. There's a lot of old stuff, but there's no one really about the place at the moment. They're all behind me. Why are they all behind me? Let's right. I can't spell it this time. Like rotate -90. Let's see where that lands. Please don't go inside the tower. What? Oh, we're facing that way. So the reason I'm sitting in a hole is because they've got roots and they need to go into a proper place. What? Hang on. All right, let's move over here. Probably screaming at me going, that's going to go into the tower. No, that's going to go there. That would be quite nice there. Do like the oak trees. They look good. Put another one over here. Have you ever came across the Earth server? So is this the Build the Earth server? I'm not very keen on the idea because I've got my own country to build, and that's what we're trying to do here. So if I ever had the time, it would be quite a nice project to get involved with, because I've got a lot of knowledge and a lot of interest in rebuilding real life stuff. But honestly, it's not something I think I could actually participate in because of just the sheer stuff I got to do here. Right, let's have my brush of leaves out. 0. So I want that set. I want that set to about 20% 0, and that to about 80%. I want the size to be about 1. I acquired the town of Glasgow, trying to emulate a British city as best as I can in the space I have. Okay, so Glasgow, yeah, I haven't really built any Scottish buildings. I don't tend to do that style because it's very gothic, a lot of that. But again, it's very similar to a lot of the other stuff I do anyway. Indeed, it's not a plea, don't worry, but if you ever get a chance, check it out. I'd love to get your opinion on how we're doing. Yes, no, that's, again, I'm not poo-pooing the idea at all. It's an amazing project, and the fact that it's going on is just great. So fantastic there. It's more of a commitment part on my part, that if I look at something like that, I go, oh, I could have a go at this. But no, I've got my own country to build. Yes, so you've joined the Discord, and in the Discord we tend to always share inspirational pictures of towns and cities around England and the UK, and just ideas and stuff. So feel free to just ask a question in there, whether people have any knowledge on the area. I know we've got a lot of European members in our Discord, but they've always got a nice, a supply of pictures. I mean, even I might have some stuff. I know St Enoch's Station had a nice hotel out the front. That's always a good one to look at. The rest of it, I don't know much about Glasgow. I could probably give you a bit more information about Edinburgh, but yeah. But that's the idea of our Discord. I'm sure MS Builds can sort of say that it's a good place to share ideas and knowledge on just buildings and the culture and the style and that. That's what I wanted to set it up for and get it going with. Right, so we've got some trees going on here. Some small ones, some big ones, just to break up the area a little bit. I'll spread the word to my minions. Oh, okay. Anything British will help, really not specific Glasgow. No, I get that. And yeah, we do need more British people in our Discord. It's very European centric, but again, they've all got valuable information to impart on us. Although we do have quite a few Americans as well, and it's an interesting one. Right. Do we want it there, or does that cover too much of the... I don't know if we could cover too much of the view. It's quite a large tower. Trees definitely help. Let's try and just edit this one a little bit, make it look a bit different. I also have the Isle of Man, but the scale isn't great, so I may turn it into a nuclear launch site. What? What about the Manx? You can't treat them that way. The poor people of the island. So I'm playing a playthrough of Europa Universalis on stream as well. Hope to have a stream of that at some point soon. And in that we have the country of Whiteberg, which I can say owns a fair amount of the British Isles, and the Isle of Man is one of them. And that's just like a a sort of thing that you have to do as the UK. You just have to own the Isle of Man and claim you don't actually own it. So currently it's ours, but not ours. It's like a crown dependency, isn't it? I think we manage their foreign policy, but they don't run. We don't run their country. I can't remember how it works. Anyway, I like that view with the two trees. Naturally, bring them into the fold. Of course, they require a bit of protection from their enemies, who are also our enemies, but only because they're so close to us that they become enemies. Yes, right. See, I don't know if the mixed fir trees in as well. I do like how where I live, we have a lot of different tree types. The New Forest is known for its big oak trees and its big beech trees. You know, it's broadleaf trees, but it's also got a lot of conifers and a lot of fir trees, mainly planted to help with the building of ships, because the New Forest was cut up into plantations. Hang on, that's a very big tree. It was cut up into plantations to allow stuff being grown in large quantities, and it's still done now. Like, the forests are naturally always being cycled around. Oh, hang on. League of Legends is calling me. I'll mute and leave the stream running in the background. All the best. Ah, cool. Thank you. I'll see you later on. Sugar maple. Okay. Which one's the sugar maple? That one. Why are you screaming for this one? Oh, that's nice. No. What's this one I've just chosen? Sugar maple. Oh. Oh, I've just... Oh. I mean, that's not bad either. I like that. I'm going to place this one over here. Although that is nice. It's nice. Bit close to the tower. We don't want a bush right up there. I want to keep this bit as a lawn. I also want to put a tennis court. No, we're not putting a tennis court in. We'll have a second lawn over here. That's not it either. That's the same tree. I know. I'm placing this one here. No, I'm not. I'm placing this one here. Right. Which one do you want? The sugar maple. Oh, you mean the Alaska cedar? No, we'll get down to it, don't worry. Running out of space for trees. Let's put one over here in this back pocket. Where is she? What, that one? That one. But I want it blue. No, okay. Oh, that's nice. Alright, that's quite a tree corner over there. Yeah, that looks okay. We've got another lawn there next to the river. We'll put a bush around it. Okay, we're getting some good trees in here. It does sit nicely. I'm trying to see if we need... We're going to put some bushes and some stuff around here, but let's have a quick look in shaders, because once you get a tree, looking at it in shaders is always... Ooh. Well, that's adding a bit of depth. That really is adding a bit of depth. I have become a tree expert for Kessel, yes. Yes, you have. Ooh, we're getting there. We're getting a bit more depth and a bit more flow going on now. They obviously need to be bent into the ground a bit more. They aren't, you know, they need some leaves, need some stuff going on. But I think it's starting to work. This area obviously is quite barren, and I don't want it like that. But I'll try to get a good shot of this somewhere. I think over here. Let's do P time, set this to a nice 7 AM shot. Oh, you know what I like to make my noises with. All of the phlegm up from the back. Right. Yeah, and that looks good, especially when you're coming up the road. And you've got big old matey boy there, now gazed in trees. Yeah. So I kind of need to do something with this patch in here. We might put some more trees down here actually. Although I was thinking of just turning this to a field, but I don't know. My thoughts are always all over the place. So sugar maple, you like that bee? Yes. My only issue with it is it's made out of the logs that aren't the oaks, but I'm sure we can be happy with ye. But I also like this natural sort of hollow we've got here now. It's very much a bit of variation, yes. And it is key. I would just literally place beech trees everywhere. Right. Silver birch doesn't really work. Douglas fir? No, we don't want that. Let's go for another oak. No, we've already got loads of oaks. Let's go for another big tree, which is the ash. Or the alder. No, the alder's small. Where's the ash? There's blackthorn. Oh, it's all down here now. There's the alder. Is it the alder I want? Do we even have an ash? Oh, common ash. There we go. So is the ash. Alder's good, so is the ash. Yeah, I like the ash. That's it's a nice shape, that. It's a bit more rugged, a bit more older looking. I do like that a lot, actually. Place them by the road. Now we're talking, guys. Now we are talking a language I understand, and that is lots and lots of trees around the place. So I live in a family that's very, we like to look after the environment, we like to preach green, and we just like to, you know, be one with nature. Having trees in a game, just to add variation, depth, and colour, is so perfect. And that's kind of the message I want to get out there as well. That, not gonna lie, I like the fact it's actually shrouded in trees, and you've got to look at it properly from an angle now. Because in real life, you have to do exactly the same thing. We're getting some good screenshots of this now. What do you guys think in the chat? We need more trees, but I think we're getting there. It's definitely looking better vis-a-vis a screenshot. Hello. That's a nice shot. Phallic. You can't say that. I've just been monetized on YouTube. I don't want to lose my rights. No, it's definitely got a slight phallus about it. But I wouldn't put it past it. It exists in the real life like this as well. It's a beautiful building. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, let's get a little bit more done. I'll probably go for another 20 minutes or so. Probably half. What is it? Yeah. It's only going to be a short stream tonight because it's one of those unusual days that falls within the week. And it's on the weekend. This whole road needs a bit of sorting out, like. But I like just going around trees and going, hey, you need some bushes on the base. Trees are also phallic. Everything's phallic. Why is nature so phallic? Let's not get down this route of Freudian thinking. we've got children somewhere. Right, so what I want to do is stop placing trees and start... What were we doing, MS Builds, before you distracted me with trees? Oh, right, before I start placing leaves, I want to do a BR of a sphere of Pudzel. And I want that to be 70%. And this to be... We have that as 20. Oh, that's not percentage. 20%, and then we can also... That's not how you spell Minecraft either. Right. And then we'll have this as 10% coarse dirt. And we'll set it to a size of 1. And we'll do a G mask of 2. Although, I think that's going to... Actually, that'll be fine. So what I'm going to do is just go around to each of these trees and add a bit of podzol around it, because I always feel... Let's fill in this hole. I always feel a bit of podzol around the base just helps break it up, because trees going into ground don't look right. Trees going into a sort of mulch around them that they've obviously created from their own death. Lovely thought. Always just helps. Obviously you just get... You know, you go around and you sort of look at the tree canopy and go, right, you're sort of like that. That's not going to work because we haven't even set that up today. We haven't even been on to set that up. What are you trying to do? And then around the base you can put some leaves. And it makes it look like it's just got a bit of a bush around the bottom. But also you can just put little bushes around the place. Leaves are your friends, guys, when it comes to like any sort of project, landscaping or not. Leaves, bushes, trees, they make a build look 10 times better. Because without them, you are nothing. No, I don't mean it like that. It's a case of nature has a way of making structures look better. The natural always wins out when it comes to this, but the unnatural, like we've got, just looks good once you stick a tree around it. There must be a natural like architectural knowledge as to why. I'm not au fait enough with it. But so what I'm going to do here is, I think we're going to have a hedge, and this hedge is going to stretch all the way down this way towards our other hedge, and beyond said hedges are going to be sort of no man's lands of stuff and things. Don't know. I've never really built anything rural before. This is like my first proper rural build, even though it's a skyscraper. So forgive me. Right. So you've got your outline of your land now. Rural hurts my head. I'm a glutton for punishment. Yes, aren't we both? Do we want a wall all the way around? What do you reckon, MS Builds? Wall with bush round it, or just hedge? And we'll call it a hedge rather than a bush because it's preferably a hedge. I'm just gonna... it's very long. I'm just gonna look at Armoured Towers again. That's Armoured Manor House. I don't want that. That's Southsway Lane. That's Argus Lane. Where are we? So if you guys look with me, copy IRL. My rule always, if it works in IRL, it works in Minecraft. Yeah, it's a good rule. But you know I like to make my own builds in my own head. But still, so what it looks like is we have a bush, we have some trees. So technically what we're doing now is exactly what we need to be doing. Tennis court? No tennis court. Yes, tennis court. Okay, so let's get back into it. Carry on the trees. Anyway, so anyone that's here, let's just join. We're just past our first hour. Not going to be a massively long stream. You know I'm known for my 4 or 5 hour long streams. This is more of a, I'm testing out my new mic stream. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. I know I've already been told quite a few times it sounds good. I think it sounds good. I like it. Anyway, so we're also finishing off Sway Tower a little bit more. Because I need to get this out as a time lapse at some point. Hopefully Saturday, but that ain't happening anytime soon. I'm sort of on like a break this week from all of YouTube stuff. I've kind of need a week to recover from just a constant grind on it. So for me, I'm going to be streaming obviously because I'm always playing. It's not like I'm not going to be playing. So it may not be a video on Saturday for a proper Let's Build or something. I know it's a scary thought, but never fear, you'll have stream uploads to watch. More trees? Less trees? So over here, I wanted like there's going to be a building there, like a house. And then here, does this land go up a bit? It does. Where does it go up to? Here. Do we really want the road built up that way? It's quite a bit built up there. Anyway, there's like going to be a sort of shed slash garage slash stables type building here. A workshop, if you would. So let me just get this in. And that's in real life. That's the real life sort of building for it. Right, let's fill this in with 2. So I can sit here. I'll sit there like so. I have to try and build that up because I don't like it when it does that weird thing. Anyway, so yes, it's a Tuesday night. I like streaming on a Tuesday night. Breaks up the messes a little bit. I was actually meant to be streaming last night, but that turned into 2 hours of me going, does this sound good? Do I like how I sound with this mic? So yeah. Okay, I don't know how much more we're going to get done. I'm just going to set up a few things up so at least we're ready. This is going to turn into, I think we'll have another hedge row here. So it's all about building hedgerows. That's what you need to do. So, and this will be fairly straight. So whenever I build something straight in Minecraft, I don't actually build it straight. I build it with a slight curve on it because I feel it helps with the realism. Because yes, we draw straight lines on maps, but they haven't actually got like a straight line. There's always something about them. It's that slight angle or a slight mishap to you or your bushes, right? So that's the boundary line. That will come up through here, and that bush comes up there, right? I think we're going to need a wall on the other side of that. No one ever answers about my wall business, but sure, we're going to put a wall in there. And that gives us the boundary line pretty much for Sway Tower. Yes, because that house, yeah, that house comes into it. The tower itself is like a private property. I think you can buy it at the moment. It's on sale. It's currently a bed and breakfast. Let's try this wall in here where we can. So if you guys have 2.5 million or 1.2 million, then you can actually buy Sway Tower. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? Why not give it a go? Why not buy Sway Tower? I think that'd be pretty cool. Right, let's get this wall round. I think we're going to get this wall round, take a screenshot and then call it there. Because I do actually have work tomorrow. So, yeah. Okay. I kind of don't want a wall along that bit. I think... Oh, very nice. Thank you. Yes, we're getting some trees in here. So just getting it all populated, making it look a bit better. Before it was just quite a barren landscape of just... Oh, there's a tower. Now we're trying to convert it. So, if I carry this down as a wall, where's that come out at? Yeah, that's a good wall. That's a good wall. So let's just try and let's go the other way. Oh yeah, that's why. That's going that way, and then yeah. Get this cut back to about there, and just have one more section of it right. And then we'll put some bushes along the side of that. Cool. I do like this little wall design. I thought it turned out quite nicely. So we'll build that up for a bit, especially where this house is concerned. Can you actually get into this house? No. Kind of want a driveway for it. Alright, let's demolish all of this. I mean, I do have a spade I can just do that with. No, I don't. I forgot I bound that spade to something. Note to self, kids. Don't play around with spades. You've got to turn into brushes. Right, and then we have, okay, this line here can now be where the wall comes in. That actually seems to be quite a natural boundary there as well, so that's fine. But yeah, so I'm just, like I said, this is just a sort of test one for my new microphone. Carter, have you been listening much? What do you think so far of the sound quality? Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think you need to drink water. Yes, I've actually been to the beach today. I went for a swim, so it got to the point of I've got a lot of salt in my mouth. Also, I'm kind of having to talk a little bit quieter because I don't know, I'm just sort of semi-whispering into the mic because my throat is gone. Cool, I think this will look good. We're going to put a little wall up against that, a little hedgerow. Maybe a couple more trees along it. That's already fine. I'm kind of looking at real life, and you can see there's like a line, but I think it's just a hedge. Yeah, it just seems to just be hedges everywhere. Anyway. Yeah, it will be a lot crisper. It's one of those proper studio mics that just don't pick up anything else but my own voice. Right, so these houses, I mean, Rio, you're going to have to just go. Move. So Rio, for anyone that's just joined, is was here from last time. I think Sheep named it. It's just a random horse we have lying around now. Yeah, obviously we'll come back through later on and give these fences and hedges a little bit of texture and depth. But for now, where's the middle? There's the middle. I think I'll put a wall for the middle there. Yeah, wall into a hedgerow. So that sort of marks. This is the tower keeper's sort of cottage, but next door it's not. They aren't part of the same property. This is. But I think it's looking quite nice. We're getting a bit more depth to the actual area now. So let's try and get some of this around here. Have you found any of the 1.16 useful building? Funny you should say that. Let me just copy and paste a link to a video I have only really just recently produced, all about the perfect blocks to be using for Victorian sort of style of builds. Let me get this copied across. So YouTube likes to take a long time to just load. Right. So it's a fairly up-to-date video. I've just put it out yesterday. There we go. So that should be useful to you if you want to have a quick watch of that. And that's some good ways of using quartz bricks and blackstone blocks in terms of Victorian builds. So while we're here, let me just show you a bit more of how it's looking on the map. Crisp. Obviously that's what it did look like before, and that's what it looks like now. It's looking good. Let's see if this has come up anymore. Yeah, obviously world edits with trees doesn't really like it, but we're getting there. So let's jump back in, just finish this wall off, and then I shall call it there. No, go back one. Right, let's go across and populate this. Probably stack that actually. Oh, I didn't even. No, actually, that's not perfect, is it? That looked perfect because I've got the base in there. Don't try and fool them. Took longer for you to type the command out. Right. So anyone else had any dabbling around in 1.16 yet with building? For me, there is definitely some scope for new block usage. I love the quartz bricks. I think they are perfect for what we need them for in this game. Let's leave it there for the wall, and then this is just a hedge all the way through here now. And blackstone for roofs, because you've always got to build a mansard roof that's definitely made out of black tiles. So that's that. So our property sort of could get a house down there, but maybe not. But yeah, so let me know in the comments or anything, you know, when you guys have had a little go with some stuff. It'd be great to see what you guys come up with. It's just an update for stuff we kind of wanted. Yes, definitely. Nether aspect of it's cool. I mean, I'm happy to try it out and survive it again one day. But new blocks are new blocks. There's nothing I can say bad about them. There'll be ways to use them all, and I found a few ways. I think I've got about 25, 24 ideas in there in that video of just stuff I've done with a few blocks. That was from an afternoon of sitting down. So there is definitely scope for getting all sorts in there. I am tempted to carry this one down. That can just be like a weird field there. This can be a hedge line. Lovely little bit of hedge road along here. And then let's just go through and click all these bits and bobs together. Sorry, I completely forgot I was streaming then for a second. I went, yeah, it's just, but no, I'm still here. Just tidying up this wall. Then I'll take a screenshot and I'll call it there. I'll be back at some point again with another stream in the week here because I just want to keep streaming. I want to keep building this sway tower bit while I think of a next video to put out. Right, which is definitely going to be this. So let's take a look at it in shaders now, guys. Let's just put an event marker in there. I mean, it's getting there. Not gonna lie. We're gonna do some more with the base of it. I don't want to change the language to pirate. Thank you very much. Or turn narration on like I've done before. But guys, look at it. Look at it in all its glory. It's crazily good. I love it. Did I want YT recommendations to watch? What, myself? For whom exactly? It is looking good, isn't it? So let's change that to a nice... Ooh. Let's get back, get a good picture in there. For you to watch, you bring up a lot. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to have a few people, you know, list it off. In terms of time to watch things, I do have it on if I'm like working. I tend to put a bit of YouTube on. So yeah, it's quite nice to have people and stuff to watch, especially if it's sort of building related or, you know, related to just stuff in general. Ooh. That is a cracking view. Oh, I'm in love with it. It's got that hunchback giant look to it, which is what I wanted. Let's take a couple more angles. I just love taking screenshots of this thing. It's very photogenic. Its ugliness works with the nature. Because it is damn right ugly. I'll go with forward across there, that'd be nice. Retro report is a well done analysis of past news events. Let's not learn from them. Okay, that sounds quite cool. I'll be one worth a look. Retro report, nice. Good bit of alliteration always helps when trying to remember something. Right, let's get one from over here. Or we could do a nice... Is that going to work? Try and get the halo of the sun behind. I mean, come on. That's weird. I joined to hear the words, its ugliness fits with the nature. Yes. Yes, you do. It is an ugly build, but it is beautiful. Right, just taking our screenshots at the moment, dweebs. Just having a final little wrap up as I wander around the world, going, isn't that so pretty? Right, let's change the P time to around about 5 PM. Ooh, come on. Getting some good shots in here. Indeed, it looks like you've done some nice stuff. Yes, so let's just have a little recap. I've put in a lot of trees, and we're starting to get the boundary of the actual tower plot based out, so we get an idea of what's going on there. But yeah, this was just a sort of a quick stream really tonight, just so I could get my mic on the go, see how that was sounding, because, yeah, I'm one of those people that like to make sure everything's all tickety-boo before I really go in on one. Right, 7 AM? 7 AM. Oh, 8 AM. Again. It just looks good. Like, the blockiness works. I know it's obviously huge compared to what MS builds, what Minecraft Repro built, but I like it. It fits the Whitebergian scale. Let's get another shot of it just here, because I like the trees. I like the avenue of trees we've got going down to it. I do like that picture. Maybe not the sunflower, but I do like that picture. Let's try that with a 4 PM sun. Guys. I'm going to leave you with that image right there. So, thank you guys for watching again. It's been a nice, short, sweet stream. I'll be back again this week at some point, just to get you another bit more of a fix of Sway Tower, while we carry on working towards having it finished for a lovely showcase and a time-lapse. So guys, thank you all for watching again. This has been me on my new mic, so we will see you next time with some more stuff. Goodbye.